Welcome to Onesies, a podcast of onesies and wonders and blunders. My name's Andrew,
My name is Emily.
and we are discussing the absolutely not fabulous 1995 CBS sitcom High Society,
High Society.
starring consecutive Emmy winner Gene Smart, maybe Emmy winner, maybe nominee is something, Mary McDonnell. It is
Episode
Well,
9.
It is episode 9, and last episode we said was technically the best episode. Does that mean that this is technically the second best episode? Despite the fact you made me watch a fucking show all about how women should look 22.
Let's get this out there really quickly.
Okay.
You've been shitting on the Sun from day one because
I
he has
have
been
been.
described as a young Republican.
Kid in that, I will.
However, he
How-
is the only redeeming character in
That
this
is
episode.
true, including his fucking Megan
Girlfriend.
Kelly girlfriend. Okay? Megan Kelly, right fucking there. Karen Megan Kelly. It's a lot. And I hope the last episode of the show is just Gene Smart railing the Sun and then just telling the girlfriend all about it. I don't care anymore. Especially since Mom is upset. Mary McDonnell is now being written as confused why the Sun doesn't think she's bone worthy. Like, cool. Did
Yeah.
we watch another show where the woman was on the Incest Island show where the mothers hooked up with the other mother's sons? Wasn't that a show we watched?
I don't know anything about an incest island.
Okay, so there's one of the mother-son shows where it's a hot old lady and a buff young dude, and he hooks up with her
It was
friends.
I don't know. I don't
It's
know what you're talking
entirely
about.
possible it was somebody who was in a movie, and that's what they went on to. Anyway, or it
What
was
kind of
something we
movies are
watched.
you watching?
I think it was probably Hercules starring Lou Ferrigno, but it could have been something else. Anyway, it was somebody who was infamous for it now. They were just like, what? Oh, I think it's one of the Friday the 13th girls or something. Like, it's a lot. Anyway, yes. So the Sun, he also doesn't mention he's a young Republican this episode. So that'll be interesting.
He is still dressed up like,
It's the 90s though, so
yeah, it's hard to say.
95, we are pre-Friends as the Crown. We're even pre-Seinfeld as the sitcom Crown, I think.
I think so, yeah.
So this is a transition period between the old and the new. And this is great. This is a great show. It starts with
Ellie comes into Dot's apartment and is thrilled, has some wonderful news. They are going to be in Dazzle magazine, shot by a famous photographer. And this all came about. There's a funny, I'm using finger quotes, story about how this came about. A man Ellie was dating was with this photographer. The pilot was with this photographer on a plane. They got stuck in Barcelona. Nope, they got stuck in Ibiza, and some airplane parts needed to be shipped from Barcelona, so they were stuck there. Anyway, there's a lot of jokes about lisps, um, and a lot of like mimicking each other. Like somebody will say, "Oh, and this plane part had to come from Barcelona." Oh, Barcelona, blah, 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 blah. And it's back and forth, and it's really not funny, even though it's intended to be funny. And it all comes about. This pilot shows some lascivious pictures that he had taken of Ellie, and this photographer is like, "I need to shoot this woman." And then somehow got in touch with Ellie, and Ellie was like, "You need to shoot me and my best friend." And that becomes she gave him the idea to create like a best friends photo shoot where you have two strong successful, beautiful women who are supporting one another
In theory, that
in
you are
theory.
making up that connection. I don't think the writers think like that. I
And
bet.
anyway,
Okay.
they're very excited. It's not very funny. We're seeing Mary McDonnell's character again be kind of like flighty. I don't they toned her seriousness down a little bit, and she's not stupid, but she's just sort of like silly, but not in a funny way. I don't know. I can't really describe it.
She
A bit
is
like an airhead, I guess.
she is like an austere airhead.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing that like somebody will do someday on some British show and win accolades for it or something. Like, it'll be an old lady Gillian Armstrong role someday or something, right? Like there's something very peculiar about it. It doesn't seem intentional, or because it's like it's weird enough, but on the other hand, why the fuck is Jean Smart dressed the way Jean Smart is dressed?
Yeah.
Like she is full in her Jackie O, and it's like
Yeah.
what is happening with this show? Like
Do you think
fashion.
that this is, I mean, the Gene Smart character is like what people in flyover states think that rich people dress like all the time? Or do you think it's a subtle nod from the writers or producers or whoever put the costumes together to like her being new money? So she's always dressed kind of flashy, whereas Mary McDonnell, more old money, is a little bit more demure and less showy, less flashy.
No, you're giving it too much. I mean, they clearly landed on this because she had more. There was the leg episode followed by the boob episode, and then apparently Gene Smart was like, I'm gonna fucking quit. I'll wear something terrible, but the fucking camera is not gonna be on my thighs. Like, we're
Yeah,
not doing, and I'm not leading over the whole episode. And
yeah.
so they landed on this weird shit. And I mean, it'd be funny in a sitcom, it'd be funny in All in the Family. That's when it seems like it's appropriate for. It seems like it's about 20 years late for being 20 years late. She's dressed like it's 1955 to 1930 or 1963 or something.
Yes, this is like the richest woman in Mama's family's town comes
Mhm.
over. Like that's what this is. This is like the rich woman
It's
from small town in Mama's family.
so weird. The show's so bad. Okay.
Yeah.
So do we just go
So
to
then we go to
credits?
commercial. We go to
Okay.
commercial break or credits and then commercial break. And then now I'm
Ooh.
interested in reading up more on Mama's family.
Okay.
Then we come back to the living room and they're very excited talking about it. And you can take it away because I'm going to read this.
Okay, so they come back to the living room. Allie is excited to tell everyone. Dot says, you can't tell anyone. You've got a big mouth. You know how things are in the city. It'll get around. We want this to be a surprise because we
Oh,
forgot
right. Yeah,
Tippy von Schlager has been mentioned again. I was terrified she was going to show up.
me
She is
too.
not. They shit on her in the cold in the is that the cold open or is that the pre-roll, whatever the fuck it's called at the beginning, the pre-titles, and then they continue shitting on her when we come back from commercial. But mom, being Dot's mom, Jane Meadows, shows up. Dot immediately tells her. They start talking. They make some jokes about divorces and marriages and facelifts and
And how facelifts are just part of the natural process of a woman's life
but not Jane Meadows. She's never had a facelift, she says repeatedly as Dot and
because
Ellie roll their eyes.
God has been good to her. They mention God a number of times.
Well, let's talk. We'll pin in what else that is. I'm very happy that Mary McDonnell and Gene Smart aren't alcoholics because of doing this show, is what I will say. It's one of those, as we shall continue. So, mom's like, well, you're going to get a fucking facelift. And they're like, why would we get facelifts? We're beautiful. And she's like, you're fucking old. What are you talking about? You're old. You really want, like, oh, and no, mom says, oh, it's the best friends thing. So there's going to be pictures of them in college and then pictures of them now. Now, assuming that they are supposed to be in their mid 40s or early 40s,
Yeah, something like
that
that.
would put college in.
No, she is Mary McDonnell is like in her late 30s, I think, because remember she got pregnant in college with
That's
what's his
right.
name,
That's
and he's
right. And he's,
17.
even though the kid looks 23.
Yeah.
Okay. So that doesn't help my math in my head. 95. So
So
with 80, 19,
30, 37, 38.
1975,
Yeah.
so 75 to 80. Go and watch a fucking TV show from 1975 to 1980. There are not pictures of these two in co-eds gone wild from that period. They're in some late post hippie phase. They're wearing bell bottoms still. This is not a fashion shoot era
Right.
of women's
Yeah.
fashion, young women's fashion in college. It's silly talk, then followed by them freaking out about needing a facelift.
Yeah.
So then mom shows them some examples. Here's this lady, the bad guy did this. Here's this lady, bad guy did this. But Zipkin is this guy, this girl, this girl, this girl, this girl. And then Mary McDonnell goes, oh, well, who did her? And mom goes, God did, dear. She's 15. Now, the implication is Mary McDonnell wishes she looked like a 15-year-old girl. I doubt Mary McDonnell has felt that way since she was probably 12 and a half. Or maybe never did, right? Hopefully never was had that pressure on her. But it's very unlikely given the hellscape of this universe, this reality. So cool, cool. Then do we cut to the girlfriend? Does mom leave or do we then cut to a
Mom just
different scene?
leaves. Like there's no reason she's there. It's like literally just like popping by to plant this seed and to set
Okay.
up the plot, and then she just leaves. And then
Bounces.
I
Okay.
believe we have the son and his girlfriend come down the stairs. They have been upstairs looking through old photos to use in the photo shoot. And
Yes.
they come down giggling and laughing and kind of making vaguely awful comments about what they're wearing, and how silly they looked. And what was her name again? Dana.
Karen,
Dana.
Dana.
Dana is the young woman, played by Marissa Kuglin. She is not uh, welcomed by. Have we seen her before in this? Was she in
No,
this
this is the
before?
first. This is her
Okay,
first appearance.
because she's introduced like, "Oh, you know my friend Dana," and Dot is very pleased to meet her. Ellie less so. Um, but whatever.
So, okay, hold on. Let me bring this up too. I need to see if this person's career. Yes. So then they are like, you don't need the work done, blah blah blah, and
But then Dana makes the stupid mistake of looking at a picture, and this is where we kind of get the fashion, right? Mary McDonnell says, "Oh, we're wearing culottes and tube tops and da 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 da," and Dana looks at her and goes, "Oh, that's you." Which again is just sort of watering that seed that's been planted that she is not recognizable as she was 17 years prior or whatever. I don't remember anything else about that scene, actually, that I just watched.
she leaves. The son hurries her out of the building,
The
and they
son is like,
basically,
I'm going to take Dana home, and then they
and they're
leave.
like, we're gonna fucking get plastic surgery.
And then
So,
we get another commercial break, maybe,
yeah.
or cut to the doctor's office.
It is a very interesting doctor's office, I will say. For it's like he's got a fake window background that makes no sense with the office layout, sort
Yeah.
of where we think the waiting room's supposed to be. He's got a pedestal he stands at, but then he's got a circular desk for patients.
It's like a spaceship. It's very big. It's very white. Very clean, very like mid-century modern spaceship. Very weird. And it is our special guest star, number one. Bronson Pinchot.
for his one scene.
For his one scene, yeah, he's never in it again.
No, he's not.
Um, that was nice. Because I like our secondary guest star, who was not mentioned on Wikipedia, much better. He's not doing an accent, first of all, for all of those
Which
asking.
surprised us, at least
Surprised me.
me.
Um, and he's being kind of manipulative, and he's telling what?
What accent would he be doing? We forgot to mention when you made me sit and watch Chinese people's appearance jokes, followed by some solid middle of the road anti-Semitism.
Oh, yeah, that was the mom though who did that, right?
No, Ellie participated in
Ellie
the
participated, yeah.
yeah.
But it was the mom. And
So
yes,
yes,
the mom suggested that all plastic surgeons were Jewish.
yes. So Bronson Pinchot is not doing Tevye.
Thank you, Bronson Pinchot, for not being anti-Semitic.
Instead, just being a
Just
gigantic
prick.
pig.
Yeah. So he's being manipulative, and he tries to convince the women that they're too beautiful to get plastic surgery, and you should be charitable and let all these uggos out there in the waiting room get their plastic surgery, which makes them second guess themselves. I don't know, it's this weird mind game that he plays. And then, oh yeah, as he's ushering them out, he's like, come back in 15 years and I'll get rid of those crow's feet. And they're like, what? And they insist on staying. And it's like, it's unnecessary because they're willing to get the plastic surgery. He doesn't have to talk them into it.
Yeah.
Um, but yes, then he convinces them to do it. And that's it. I mean, that's it for him. It's weird that that's it. But we go back to the apartment and they're all packed up, ready to go. The son, again, tries to convince. Oh, there's jokes about like taking booze, taking drugs, taking all sorts of things with them, the type of clothes that they're going to wear because it's a fancy hospital, not a regular hospital, not a regular poor person hospital. And the son is like, I don't know why you're doing this, mom. I don't know why you're doing this. You're successful, you're beautiful, like you've got everything going for you. And says the same thing to Ellie, you're a successful writer, you're a beautiful woman, da 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 da. And this is a point where the son kind of starts to, because he continues throughout this whole thing, redeem himself as a young Republican, which we never actually hear about. He's not like walking around reading like I can't even remember the magazines. Like reading some Republican literature. Like he's just dressed well and his hair's slicked back like an 80s businessman. But he said, like Ellie even says, like, oh, why didn't beautiful come first? And he's like, you don't need the encouragement. I don't need to encourage you. So there he is. Not that he needs to do it, but he is in a position to do it, standing up for himself and going, back the fuck up. Because Mary McDonnell has stopped doing that. She did it, I think, one time in the very first episode. One time.
Yeah.
She's never done it again. Anyway, and then this is where we get the scene where, or the line where she's like, how come you didn't say I was beautiful first? And he goes, because you're my mother.
And she's like, oh, yeah. So Raish then shows up because we're actually
Because why not? Because why not?
everybody's contractually obligated to be in this episode, turns
And they
out.
show up again, and it's like, why? You were just at the house. Like, why are you here now? Very
Yeah.
weird. Whatever.
So he shows up.
And this is where we
tells
get the
them,
line about the 22-year, where he's trying to convince
yeah,
them to, like, you guys are beautiful. You don't need this. Why are you chasing after your youth? And Mary McDonnell's like, you chase after your youth by chasing after 22-year-old women. And he's like, I know, but they're so hot.
yeah.
At least they're legal. At least they're legal. So that was
Standards and
gross.
practices must have just gone back and forth on that with them. They must have some woman who hopefully is still alive and still thriving right now was like, fuck you. We already had the 15-year-old. You're upping the other one from 17. And they're like, New York, I have it on this list.
To be fair to the 15-year-old model, like that was a thing, and that's still a thing. I mean, it's not a good thing, but if you looked in any fashion magazine in the 90s, the reason why the heroin chic thing was in was because they were literally getting children to model. Like, and children, yes, whatever, doesn't matter. So, anyway, then we like, I don't know what that scene accomplished except making jokes about taking drugs into the hospital, where they're just going to get more drugs, whatever, doesn't matter. Then we cut to the hospital and they're in these lovely pink hospital gowns that aren't really hospital gowns because they're fully closed in the back. Mary McDonald's got a belt on, she's got a string of pearls, very fancy thing. They are talking. Jean Smart is running around the hospital smoking, looking for an ashtray, which is,
Mary
I think,
McDonald
straight out of Ab Fab.
has a ball of some sort she
Yeah,
carries around this episode that is never referred to as, I mean, it must be her stress ball. Like,
but it's big.
it's
I mean,
gigantic. It looks
it's
like
like,
it's the size of a coconut.
yeah, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was a coconut.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to drink coconut water or something, and I was like, oh, was that a thing in 1995? I guess. Oh,
Yeah. She has to bring her own coconuts for the rum
pina
to drink.
colada. I don't
Yeah.
know.
So, but no, instead, it just appears she has it to comfort herself during, like,
It's her comfort coconut.
I mean, no, I don't think it's Dot's Comfort Coconut. I think it's I want out of this show, and they're like, you're contractually obligated to 13. And she's like, I need my Comfort Coconut. And they're like, fucking fine. Okay.
Um,
So
so there's
here,
the joke about her smoking. She can't find an ashtray. They're about to start pouring. Nope, they're not about to start pouring
no,
drinks. Um,
they're
and
just smoking.
yes, they get interrupted by their nurse, Frederica, who is played beautifully by Sally Kellerman. Very excited. Love her.
Yes.
Her character is she's playing a German nurse. So Sally Kellerman, very tall, very blonde, beautiful woman. But as this German character, she's very strict and forceful and domineering, which is not something that men like. I mean, I can't speak for you, Andrew, but I know from later in this episode that even though Sally Kellerman is tall and beautiful and a nurse, she's not 22. She is not attractive to men because she knows what she wants and she goes after it, and men don't like that. Um, but she tells them they cannot eat, they cannot drink, they cannot smoke before their surgery. She's going to go get them drugs, and they're like, "Yay, drugs!" Um, and the ladies make fun of her, like, get yourself some because you're a little wound a little tightly.
Is this when Gene Smart says, I don't know why I'm taking orders from somebody who hasn't gotten laid in 20 years? And Sally Kellerman
Yes.
says, it's been 11. How'd you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Sally Kellerman looks great.
She's
She's in a
amazing. She's funny, and there's like weird elements of this scene with her that we haven't seen before.
right.
Like the surrealist thing where she's got the needles and there's like this weird lighting and this like overhead shot. Like, it's very cool, and again, very reminiscent of Ab Fab. The hospital scene in Ab Fab, there it's like she gets put under and she's got like this weird psychedelic dream, and it very much reminded me of that. Oh, she's dead. I didn't know she passed away 2022. Sally Kellerman, she was 84, so she was born in 37. This episode was 95.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There you go.
Wow, she looks pretty good. Okay. um
Okay.
anyway, um
It would have been nice if she'd gotten some acknowledgement for that from um,
yeah.
this hideous show.
Yeah, she was
So,
very good. So she leaves to go get them drugs. Ding dong, there's a doctor at the door.
oh yeah, it's actually Stefano in disguise because he's just been playing doctor with some stud down the hall.
Can I say, I know that he's like been like this weird character that seemingly only exists to laugh at
Mhm.
for being gay because
Mhm.
of the way he talks and the things he does. Like, he's gotten a little bit better in this, but I think he's being used better. Like,
Yeah.
he's not necessarily doing anything,
Yeah.
but they're using him. Like, Sally Kellerman will come in. They have a conversation about the surgery, and again, it's not clear why they're there really, except to support the women. David Raish comes in also. Again, like, no idea why. Does he have oh, he brought a will or
Power of
something,
attorney.
power of attorney for Dot to sign, and Dot's like, I'm not signing that. Nothing is going to happen to me.
Yeah.
So Sally Kellerman comes back in and is like, oh, no visitors except for close family and friends. And this is when they lie and say that the men are their husbands. And Sally Kellerman or Frederica is like, I'm not buying it. Whose is this one? And she points to
Stefano.
Stefano, and they both claim Stefano as their husband. Nobody wants David Raish. Um, at which point, Sally Kellerman looks at David Raish and is like, "Oh, I love a man with blue eyes. Let's do something about this. You're single, I'm single. Let's make a date." And in her aggressive German way. And David Raish is horrified. He's horrified that Sally Kellerman is putting the moves on him.
Yeah.
Hot
So
Lips
he then
Houlihan.
says,
Hot Lips Houlihan.
he then claims that he's actually in love with Stefano. Um,
After
some,
a couple episodes ago, he was totally homophobic when Stefano tried to kiss him.
yeah. So, and then they get kicked out of there. There's some more unfunny stuff.
But we cut back to them on drugs, and they're doing physical comedy in their
This is,
beds.
yes, they kick, Kellerman kicks out the boys, and then she's going to give them injections in the
Oh,
tush.
this is the weird psychedelic
Yeah.
scene. Yeah.
We come back and they are tripping balls in their beds. Um, talking, not very good. Talking.
Not very funny. They're like seeing things as other
Double,
things.
like it's this show. They're on different sets than they used to be, but it is still this show.
Yeah.
So then the door opens and a
An orderly comes in
orderly
with
comes
another
in
patient.
with a patient who is not credited, unfortunately. I was hoping it was some
No.
sort of a weird um, deep cut. And it is a patient who has just gotten through plastic surgery and is all bruised up. Turns out Dot and Gene Smart, who know all these people who've had facelifts, didn't know there was a recovery period.
Yes.
So they're freaking out. Sally Kellerman comes in, sort of strong arms them back into bed. Once she leaves, they sneak out again. Waka waka, no Bronson Pinchot anywhere. And then we cut to them coming home from their recovery period. Show really could have used a 1 week later title card.
Yeah.
The apartment's full of people waiting to see them post surgery. We've got Raish, we've got Stefano.
Raish hooks up with the younger nurse
That's right. That's how he
too,
gets out of that scene.
and she is on his arm at this
Yeah.
party, but she gets no lines.
You think she's sad about that in her life? That PA? Fucking straight A student who had a miserable high school to go to NYU as some girl ended up in Hollywood. That's her fucking life. Likes Harry Potter. Anyway, so Dana is there with the Sunny boy.
Yes. And also, we discover that Stefano is coupled up with that doctor that he
But that's
was.
the punchline later. So
Sorry,
you're
I
spoiling
spoiled it. But
because
it's just interesting that people are all coupled up.
yeah, except Ellie and Gene Smart.
Yeah.
Which is another change in the show, though. It's just amazing. This show just is like crashing into every bad idea and then keeps going.
Yeah.
Does another one.
So the partygoers are buying that they had their plastic surgery.
They look
Um,
great.
they
10
look
years
great,
off them.
10 years younger. Wow, recovery time was nothing. And the women who had been afraid, like, how are we going to tell them we didn't go through with it, are now like, yes, tell us more how beautiful we are. Tell us again how lovely. We're so healthy and so youthful and vigorous that it only took a third of the time to recover. Um, and while they step aside, Stefano approaches them and is like, I know you didn't go through with it. And I was actually wondering, because the nurse was also there. I know that the punchline was we didn't know that the doctor was there with him, but I thought the nurse was going to be like, they snuck out and it was a big incident. They didn't actually go through with it. But no, he knows. Stefano knows because he's with the doctor. Punchline, waka waka. Is there anything else that happened? Yeah.
They look at themselves in a mirror,
And
in
then
a
they're like,
hand
oh,
mirror.
what were we even thinking? Oh, no, something else does happen. The photographer cancels the photo shoot because
Yeah,
he's got diphtheria. I don't remember what it is.
yeah.
But then there's another comedy beat, again, finger quotes, where they are repeating back everything Stefano says because they are in shock. It's so stupid. Hate that device. Let's just get rid of it. It's not funny anymore. But
The
that's the end of the
end.
episode. That's the end. Um, Bronson Pinchot was not offensive. And
I
Sally Kellerman was
mean,
fucking great.
his character, his approach to assaying the role was not offensive. His character was odious.
Yes, the character was bad. Not a good guy.
Kellerman was good.
Kellerman was great. Next week.
Yes.
Episode 10. Alice doesn't pump here anymore. Sounds disgusting. Alice is the mother. Just a reminder for everybody. She has a heart attack, and Dot has to take care of her. We have more guest stars next week. Well, one more guest star next week, who is notable. Actually, this guy looks familiar too. Um, but I couldn't tell you from where. Anyway, very excited. We're nearing the end. Are you you've
I
got a
was
lot of
more
options?
excited before I realized we still had four left, but yeah, we are nearing the end.
But we have four left. Are you putting your ideas together about the next season?
Yeah, I'm pretty committed to my existing plan unless something else like the some of the other ideas we have had, I will make you commit to some of
I
those.
will commit to some of those. Holy
Okay.
shit. Holy shit. Yes, I will. Okay, well, thank you for listening, folks. And Andrew, thank you for chatting with me this week. We will talk to you next week when we watch episode 10 of High Society. Alice doesn't pump here anymore. Andrew, I will see you in television land.
See you in television land, Emily.